So, this officially is like my second React video. It might be something that I get into outside of shorts and short form content. But my first one is kind of officially this one to react to the $1 versus $500,000 $500,000 plane ticket by Mr. Beast. And I noticed something. I will let you know now. I'm running OBS on Linux. Linux is my main driver. Don't use Windows or any of that anymore. Watch this. I'm not really.
Keep me alive, Doug. I'm trying.
That's what you say when you're really scared. It's like, dog, just.
Dibs on the channel.
I don't want to die.
I got what I need. You can land whenever.
It was lagging really bad. If you couldn't tell, sorry about that. I think I might fix those settings. I've went through so many systems on so many different OSs by now. It's almost like blah, everything's getting mixed up. So I have to straighten things back out. Like I redid my mic settings not too long ago. I hope those are great. They're so great I don't even have to have a pop filter on there, or at least I think so. But anyways, this is another video I want to do a react to that's probably a little bit more for an older crowd, and I feel it's relevant, especially with everyone trying to blame China after blaming Russia with the whole TikTok thing and stealing data, because this is really America's cream and butter. I'm pretty sure that we steal the data and sell the data from the rest of the 196 different countries that are on YouTube, Facebook, and things like that. So we'll just get right into this video. The government is buying your data with your money.
Most of us know by now that the NSA is conducting mass surveillance on every American citizen. Every text message, every email, every phone call that you make is analyzed and stored by this agency. Now, the NSA have come out before saying that they don't necessarily store the full contents of your calls and your emails, but rather what they do is collect the metadata that is associated with this, such as who you called.
Okay, so let me give you a quick rundown on metadata as a promoter and someone that actually has evidence that I was a good promoter in music and some schooling and certificates. Metadata, it's all information. Metadata is information in which has been plugged in to a computer or recorded by a computer about you, or even about a photo or a video. Metadata is subtitles, it's hashtags, it's every keystroke.
When you sent that text message and what your location was when you made that post to Instagram. And a lot of this metadata is stored in places like the Utah data center, which is estimated to be able to hold several exabytes of this collected metadata. And this is just the information that is passively collected from every citizen, regardless of whether or not they are actually a criminal. But of course, in cases
it's all about the cookies, man. The cookies.
After someone they suspect to be a criminal, they have the ability to subpoena email providers, internet companies, phone companies, and even social media
Amazon ring light doorbell thing. Quick to give them all your
into that criminal's behavior. Sometimes they'll even bug these services so that they can monitor the criminal's communications in real time. Just take something like the Amazon Echo, for example. This provides a huge opportunity for law enforcement. It's just one device that is owned by one company, but it's in the homes of millions of people. I wouldn't be surprised if most active gangs right now have at least 2 high-ranking members within them that have an Echo Dot in their house, either the house that they stay at.
Gang members. Oh wow. I'm sorry, that was just funny, to go straight to gang members have this in the house. Amazon is #1 spy company. They probably have ops and are brainwashing the Amazon truck drivers. That's why they act so weird.
Or maybe one of their trap houses. And the feds could be using it as a wiretap right now. I tell you, the glowies of old would have given anything to live in a society where crime bosses just install wiretaps in their homes on their own, and getting a recorded confession of a murder from a street level gangster is as simple as letting that guy go live on Instagram.
I don't know I'ma shoot. On God, I hit about 4 times. Be going to the hospital tonight. For real? On God, these gonna put them in the hospital. These full metal jackets.
But wouldn't you know it? The massive dragnet surveillance and the easy
Stop self-snitching.
and the fact that 1 in 3 dope boys just end up self-snitching still isn't good enough for the feds.
Nah.
They want to gather even more data on people, and not just the gangsters. They want to gather data on you too, because everybody is a suspect. That's why multiple government agencies have resorted to purchasing data from third-party companies. Now, the main reason that they have resorted to buying this data is because it allows the feds to get way more information from you without needing to go get a warrant first, since private companies don't need warrants to collect information. And we actually have one of these purchase orders from 2017 that have recently been made public due to a FOIA request. So,
FBI. What does this say? It's like an application. Mary, Florida. I swear Florida is so sus. I just stay the hell out of Florida at this point.
So we can see in the supplies or services listed here that the FBI paid for commercially provided net flow information or data for 2 months of service. And for this, they paid $76,450. Damn, that's a nice chunk of change to get for selling just a...
I feel like somebody just straight up was like, how much? And they were like, I mean, come on, 7654. Like, they just blew out numbers and they're like, sure.
Bunch of zeros and ones for 2 months. And the biggest slap in the face here is the fact that it's really your money that's being used to make this purchase. Because you've never seen the FBI run a lemonade stand, you've never seen them make monetized YouTube videos or TikToks. All of their bread comes from taxes and civil forfeiture. They've never really earned a dime in their life. Now, the company that they've been purchasing this data from is called EnigMgsmåh. They've offered what they call pure signal recon, and this is constructed from data that EnigMgsmåh purchases directly from ISPs. Again, the feds would normally need to go through
That name
to get this kind of information, but EnigMgsmåh is able to get this data from the ISPs through deals that they've made. Basically, they are offering them intelligence or threat intelligence in exchange for this very detailed insight into what's going on within the ISP's entire network. Now, EnigMgsmåh is able to gather so much data from multiple ISPs that they claim...
I'm sorry, it sounds like they're saying team come over here ring. Come ring.
Server traffic is originating from when somebody's trying to obfuscate it. These tools are commonly used for finding things like command and control servers that are used to run massive botnets. And what I find even more disturbing than companies like EnigMgsmåh that are collecting so much data and then working so closely with law enforcement to sell it is how much they entrench themselves in these different networks.
Okay, we're just gonna leave it there. Like, stop being so worried about TikTok. TikTok's not that big of a problem. They do, though, if you go on Twitter. There's like a law, a bill they're trying to pass. It starts with R. I'm kind of sleepy, so I can't really remember what it's called right now. I don't know why I would call it the React bill. It's definitely not that. It's the something. It's called the something. Maybe someone calls it the TikTok bill, but I mean, it doesn't even mention TikTok, but the Restrict Act, terrifying bill. That would reign in the Chinese. See, they keep trying to focus on China with this, but it's like for everything. You could go to jail for using a VPN under this act. See, the Restrict Act is not limited to just TikTok. It gives the government authority over all forms of communication, domestic or abroad, and grants powers to enforce the mitigation measures to address any risk to national security known in any potential future transaction. To authorize Secretary of Commerce to review and prohibit certain transactions between persons in the United. See, transactions, that's so vague. That could be financial information. Like, they don't want the civilians in other countries communicating with each other right now, because one thing as civilians in Russia, Ukraine, America have agreed on is none of us ever wanted any of these wars, and it's like our governments aren't listening to any of us in any country anymore. I'm gonna leave this here. I digress.